Hey guys, this is Coach Carly, and you're watching Bull Time.
We are back with another edition of Bull Time with Coach Carly. As you can see, I am in the Ethos room. It is a little impromptu as we set up for the meet tonight for the powerful meet, the all-women's meet that we finally ran. The idea inspired by Leah, Maggie, and Kate, and I'm super pumped. I'm extremely excited about what we have moving forward. Hopefully this is an annual thing. We had a lot of interest and a lot of people ready and excited to do it. It's also a nice time, I think, for people who aren't busy during the summer. So super excited about that. So we had 3 events this June, actually only on 2 weekends though. We had one of my athletes competing on the same weekend as Barbell and Brine, number 3. We'll get started. Our Barbell and Brine meet was a success, a major success, not only with our athletes that competed, but also with everyone that was there. It was a really good time. The energy was high. Shout out to Team Western New York, Strength and Conditioning. Their crew was awesome. They also looked like they were just having such a good fucking time, which I always love. So really, really, really awesome to see them there and see them doing such a good job as well. So first off, we had Miss Shannon Deans. Kind of cool for Shannon. This was her first meet post-surgery, down over 100 pounds and in a new weight class, in the 100 kilo class. So I consider this kind of like Shannon's first new meet. We kind of had a conversation going into it, if this is something that we wanted to do. And if we did, how much were we going to try to push? And honestly, I think we found the limit in a lot of things. I think, we realized a lot of things about how she did. She went 8 for 9. I think the biggest thing that she didn't account for was her energy was just super down by the time we finished. So a fun meet for her, because I think that she finally got, to feel what that was like. So really happy for her. I can't wait for that next step in that process for her. Hopefully, once we find her new homeostasis weight, then we'll just kind of ground and pound again, which is awesome. Next up, we had Peggy Miskey. This was Peggy's probably best meet in a while. Squat was right where we wanted it to be. Bench was awesome. And we took a different approach where we didn't really do singles. You'll see that I did that with a couple of our masters lifters this time to kind of see if that helped their ability to, have enough energy going into the meet. Like, I didn't want to expend them too much by the time meet day came around, especially since we have a quick turnaround with nationals. This was, I think, a perfect place to be in for Peggy, and we did awesome. We deadlifted 300 pretty smoothly without ever really touching anything over 120 going into the meet. So a really good job for her. Next up, we had Lynn. Lynn went 9 for 9, first time ever. Saw a 15 kilo total PR with some room in the tank. With Lynn, this was something that we've been battling a long time, where I really wanted Lynn to sit a little bit heavier for a longer time. The whole year of 2022, it just felt like it was a meet almost every other month. And that's just not conducive for training and not conducive for her long-term success. So I wanted her to sit heavier. I wanted her to sit close to like 50, maybe even 51 kilos. And we did that, and we had major success. We were able to get back down into the weight class. I wouldn't say with ease, but definitely enough without having to really, struggle too much. So I'm happy at that transition there. So really good job, a really big momentum going into nationals. So can't fucking wait for that. Melissa Tranquilli next, another 9 for 9, and first time ever for her too. We saw a 2.5 kilo total PR for her, but this is huge because her first ever meet, she was in a heavier weight class. We lost 5 to 6 kilos, and we've been like slowly chipping away at getting back into that, and she finally achieved that. So I'm super, super, super happy about what she did there, and that was a huge meet. I hope to one day see her back on that, on that national stage. She's been qualified for the last 2 years, just timing in life just didn't work out necessarily. So I'm hoping one day that we can get back to that. But overall, just a really stellar meet, and I think we'll compete probably sometime in the winter. For Sarah, Sarah Gavino up next. We went 8 for 9, only missing one of the squats. Again, matched our second highest total ever at a lower body weight. Seemed like this prep was also just as smooth as it was when we just did her recap in December when she competed down in San Antonio. I think one of the things for Sarah is, unlike a lot of people, she needs a lot of volume going into the meet. For her, we still touch some heavier weight, but she definitely goes into that meet like doing like 4s, 5s, and 6s, and it seems to work really well for her. So I'm super stoked at that opportunity for that to happen. And big momentum, requalified at a lower body weight, so we can decide where we want to go from there. I know we want to be competitive, so we'll probably still stay in this 56 kilo class. Next up, we had Molly Hennessy, second meet from Coach Molly. Molly's been slaying it. Molly's been, no pun intended, because that's what her sisters say all the time. But Molly's been killing it. Really, really, really awesome job with a 27.5 kilo total PR. Had a weird peak for Molly. Things just got to feel really heavy, but the whole prep was awesome. We saw, marginal jumps with bench, but we saw a huge improvement in the squat, which I knew we would, because it was like the first time we were able to squat the entire prep without pain and without feeling knee pain. And that's a huge dub for us to make sure that she feels okay going into all of this. So huge wins for Molly there. Really happy about how that turned out. I hope to see her back on the platform soon. So that'll be fucking awesome. And hopefully another big total PR. I know we have some lofty goals, and I really hope that we achieve those. Next up, we had Haley Anderson, another 9 for 9 performance. Also, Molly went 9 for 9. And then Haley went 9 for 9, 27.5 kilo total PR, and we QT'd for Nats. Haley and I have been working together since 2017. And this long-term goal where we just finally qualified as a junior right before COVID, and then boom, the world shut down. So to get back to qualifying in the open class with as little as we were doing during that time, I'll fucking take that all day, and that was awesome. So super happy for her. It was a great meet. Next up, we had Miss Maya Wright. This is kind of bittersweet because a lot has happened for Maya since this meet specifically. Maya went 9 for 9, 4 kilo total PR, highest 56 kilo total, open total going into nationals this year. Chipped her American record, even though it was unofficial this time. Chipped to the American record total, which is, unofficial because there was no national judges in the chairs, but we had a great meet. Also got married about a week ago today. Left 3 days ago to move to Hawaii with Dawn, and just super happy for them. But yeah, definitely, super happy about her next stages of life. Obviously bittersweet that we'll miss her here, training in the mornings and everything, but hell of a meet. Obviously you can't complain with 9 for 9, having the best total ever in the open class ever. So fucking awesome. Next up, we had Madison Dymar. Madison, one of my remote clients, came in from Oregon, and she went 7 for 9 with a 5 kilo total PR. Definitely had a tough time with the weight cut this time, but we used this meet as data, just really good data points for us to see what we can do moving into nationals. She's a high level lifter, and this was a really good opportunity for us to see, like, okay, what can we do? How can we chip this away? So on and so forth. So I'm super excited about what we learned, how we can use that, where we need to sit, how much we need to cut, how much water that we need to intake. So everything just worked out really, really, really well. And we still walked away with a 5 kilo total PR. So I have literally nothing to complain about there. I apologize. My voice is a little raspy. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I feel great, but I need a lot of water today, not as much Red Bull. Next up, we had Emily Haverty. Oh my God, Em just, every meet that we've done together, we have increased Em's total in 2 meets by 50 kilos. And it's been an absolute gem. Like, we have just pieced together, meet after meet and prep after prep have just been awesome. So it's just about being consistent for Em. It's just about making sure that we get the work done. And she is going to see huge numbers in the future. She has no issues with sitting in her weight class, and everything looked awesome. So, and it looked effortless. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited about what we have moving forward. I literally have nothing to complain about, so I'm fucking stoked. Next up, we had our two dudes. We had Zach DeMont, my first meet with Mr. Zach. We went 9 for 9, which is awesome. He's never done that. Zach's been an OG mustache event goer. This is our first time working together and his first time with a coach. But this was an amazing meet for Zach. He went 9 for 9 to 11.5 kilo total PR. We really fixed a lot of technical things that I think he was struggling with. So I'm really excited about his growth and his opportunity to kind of see everything kind of come together. So really happy about his progress, really happy about us working together, and I can't wait to see what he does in October. Last, we had Mr. Richard Lehens. Oh my God, Richard just had such the fucking interesting prep. He got hurt. He wasn't able to lift. We couldn't even deadlift or squat for like 5 or 6 weeks. And then he still comes out with a squat PR, a bench PR, and could have had a total deadlift PR, but did have a 5 kilo total PR. But had a weird thing with his knees this meet. Wasn't able to lock him out, get the hips through. Shit happens. I'm not too concerned, but absolutely ups and downs like a fucking roller coaster. So I'm really happy that it still turned out to be a 5 kilo total PR. Went 7 for 9. Just a really good day. That concludes our barbell and brine. We got 2 more lifters at 2 more meets. So I'll go over the next one. We had Ariel Patra competed at Carolina Primetime 2023. The last time that we talked about her was Virginia Pro 2022 and Carolina Primetime 2022. So they moved Primetime to June, because that's like, I think, better timing with Nationals, because Nationals now will probably forever be in September or October. So it just works out timing wise for her a little bit better. And I know this is a meet that she really enjoys. She went 7 for 9, hit a squat PR, matched her best bench, missed the a bench PR, which is fine, and honestly got hosed. She should have had 397.5 kilo total, which would have gave her a 5 kilo total PR, but unfortunately she got absolutely hosed on her last deadlift, in my opinion. Again, I'm not in the chair, so it's hard for me to see, but from the front, I don't know how you give that a red. It is what it is. You know, one white from the side, one red from the front, and one red from the side as well. It is what it is. Shit happens, but I think we had a great prep. We learned a lot of stuff about her fatigue management, what we need to do better, how much volume she needs to push in order to, be able to get stronger, but also make sure that she can take care of her body. It's not always about achieving PRs. It's about getting good solid reps in. And I think that's something that we learned, about like eight-ish weeks out. We learned that like she just can't keep linear progressing. Sometimes it's just about taking what's there and taking advantage of the good days when they arise. Lastly, we had Mr. Jeff Kalemeyer. He competed at Southeast Regionals. Man, I could go on and on about how Jeff's meet prep was so phenomenal until it wasn't. So what I mean by that is he had so much life stuff going on, and he just kept plowing through like a fucking snowplow in a blizzard. He just kept going until his body literally was like rejecting everything that he was doing. And unfortunately, that happened like 4 to 5 weeks out. And it sucked. If you were to ask me going into the meet, and I told Jeff this to his face, I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I had no fucking idea. I honestly could have sat there and said we could have done 20 kilos worse than his best, and maybe we could have done like 5 to 10 kilos better than his best. And we walked away with a 5 kilo total PR. Like, that's insane to me. That's absolutely insane that we were still able to walk away with a total PR after how bad his body was rejecting everything. I mean, we're talking about weights that was hitting for 3 or 4. He could barely hit for 1. And his body just couldn't handle that kind of stress on his body. And that's quite okay. Things happen. I'm totally okay with that. But it was just about managing it as best as possible. We adjusted things. Even on the taper, things were super heavy. So we adjusted those things as best as we could. So that concludes June. We're going to get ready for July. Honestly, everyone of my June peeps compete in one weekend or 1 week. So we have a Saturday, a Monday, and then another Saturday, and then they're all done. So we'll get this one out soon, and then we'll get July out soon as well. So that way you guys have more things to recap and look at, even though I don't have very many subscribers on my YouTube channel. But maybe one day you guys will actually share the videos. That's okay with me. But love you guys. We'll see you soon.